top 5 businesses that you think young people can do today to maximize their earning potential in the future, what would it be?
You know, sometimes the businesses comes with interest.
Okay.
But let me tell you, if you want to succeed, Ghana here, study the market, and you see that everybody who gets money wants to build a house.
Yep.
So building materials first.
Okay. Number 1.
Building materials. Whether you're selling paint, brushes, cement, iron rods, plumbing equipment, you know, those. Okay? That's the first thing I can think of.
Hello, good evening. My name is Zadok, and welcome to this episode of Unspoken. Well, we'll be discussing about businesses for men. And from the clip we've watched, you know, you've seen some business ideas were mentioned, looking at how things are changing and the dynamics. You know, sometimes it's left for a man to reinvent himself, especially when you get to that point where it seems like what you're currently doing does not make sense any longer. And you have to reflect on how far you've come and how you can proceed. So those are some of the ideas. But you know, as usual, I don't come alone, I come with the crew, and we get to discuss and share what we think. Right, so I'll let them do the introductions.
My name is Ndoka Chukuma. Thanks for bringing me on once again.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Tejiri Joanna Tialubi, and as usual, I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you. All right, so let's start from you now. Do you agree with those businesses that were listed? Would you think of going into any of those?
Of course, building material is such a wonderful and fantastic, you know, business that you can invest in. But I would like us to look at some businesses that we can do with zero capital and then maybe from 100,000 upward. Because some people now, especially now at this time in this country, we are faced with economic challenges, you know. People are being let off work. The AI is coming over to take up more, you know, jobs of people, and then people are at home, people are looking at what they can do. So now I think we should concentrate on, you know, not just concentrate, because there are also lots of people who have the capital available, so right? So we should cover all the bases. Those businesses that we would not need capital for, and with time, they can now move to businesses that they can, you know, invest capital maybe between 100,000 and 500, and then for some people 500, 1 million and millions above. For me, I believe one of such is the laundry business. I know of someone who started a laundry business with just a woman who was washing for him. So while the woman does the washing, he does the ironing and packaging. So he had a delivery guy, you know, what we call Okada riders, you know, who would deliver for him, or for some who would come and do pickup. And gradually he was able to buy washing machine, and, you know, he built his laundry business from there. We also have car wash, you know, you could start with, you know, almost zero capital, brush, and now before you know, gradually you can start buying your machines, you know, the vacuum and all of those things. You also have like maybe POS, you know, machine. You can start a business, you know. No, you can also do personal shopping. Some guys do it, personal shopping. You can also do this. There is this guy. He's not an artisan, but he's like a broker for artisans. For example, if you want plumbers now, he would get you plumbers in your area who would come and fix whatever needs to be fixed, and then, you know, you would take his commission and then pay. If you're looking for painter, he would source for painters for you. He would do the supervision, you know. So you know, these are businesses or side hustles that can, you don't need so much, you know, money to be able to. Then there is this thing that Igbo guys usually do too. They call it a baranga. I don't know. You know, they don't have shops, but they know people who have, you know, shops, and they take you. I don't like them taking me there to shops.
But Baranda, it's a form of agency. It's a form of being.
Yes.
They are that intermediary.
Yes.
They know what you want.
Exactly.
They know who sells what.
Exactly.
Then they do the business.
Exactly. So this type of businesses, you don't really need capital for it, but you need human capital. You need network. You know, you need to know people, and so you can start from your WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You can go on Instagram. You know, and if you're the type that you're into services, maybe you have a flair for teaching, you could start an online teaching, you know, teaching school or tutorial one-on-one. You know, the basic thing is we are at a time where we need to just start doing something, not just as men, even women too, you know, but because this podcast is for men, you know, I don't want to talk about women, but we also as women, we need, you know, to do a lot. Time has gone beyond we saying men are just the providers. They might be the primary providers, right? But they alone cannot undo the demand, you know. Now I was listening to a radio station and they said that public schools are complaining now that influx of children, students from the private schools, you know, and now the public school may no longer be able to cater for accommodate them, you know. The reality on ground is that a lot of people are going through financial challenges, you know, and it's I don't want to call it that, I don't want to say it's a terrible phase to be in. We are used to suffering and smiling, that you could see somebody who looks so good but is going through a lot. So this is not the time for us to be waiting for 10 million naira to start a business. You know, we should learn to just start again from the ground up and then build ourselves up.
So more like less talk, more action.
More, exactly. So from there, gradually you begin to up, you know, the skill. You begin to up the skill.
From there,
exactly.
you put a structure, you grow it, because at that time it wouldn't be a problem of demand, because you would have grown a market, and then you would need a proper structure to grow it from the ground up.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. What's your thoughts on it, sir?
Like what she said, building materials is the cost implication is very high. You know, the shop, you know, the space and all that. But there are things that one can do that you wouldn't need much capital. For instance, a 6x3 cage can give you, if you have 3 steps, you know, it can give you, conveniently, you can raise up to 50 birds there. And it's something you would do at the back of your house. Of course, I know the major challenge there is for you to source where to sell. Of course, that's what business is all about. You have to do your homework. Okay, there are some other things like farming in general, like snaring. You know, it doesn't make noise, it doesn't smell. You know, in case you live in a place where they won't allow you to do, you know, snaring. You know, snaring is something that people enjoy. If you're able to get some of these eatery, okay, and you'll be supplying them, you will have a good, you know, returns. So it's a question of thinking. I believe in something, though this is not a spiritual, you know, but then I believe that God gave every one of us something inside of us. Nobody is empty. Every one of us, we have something deposited in us, if only we would think. If we would think. I think it's one man of God, and I've forgotten the name, he said, make your brain think. Make your brain work. It will sweat. Make it work. And it will give you a solution to the problem you have. So if we should think, there is something in us that will give us the solution to our problem. So to me, I think farming is something that we can do. It's a question of asking yourself, in this environment, what can I give? What are the things that are needed? Like I said, snaring, grass cutter. There are some joints, you know, I'm an Igbo man, you know, where you go and you get this, so it's something you can do quietly, no noise, you know. So I think farming, and you know, we are going through a process in this country, and everybody must eat. Okay, so once you go into something like that, you can still go to your work. It's a question of early in the morning, you feed your animals, you go, come back in the evening, so no stress. Other farming like crops too, but that one will demand you must have a place. Okay, even if you don't have the strength, you don't have what it takes, you can hire people to farm for you. Then when it is time, they weed for you and things like that. So there are some people that have that privilege. They may not have the land, but they may have someone that they can rent
The land.
run from. And you see, so I believe that the most important thing is for us to think. Is it not Mark, the Facebook guy, that says that ideas doesn't come out fully formed, but when you begin to work on it, they will begin to take shape. So he said Facebook is not the first app he produced, but then he kept working until he arrived there. So the most important thing is for me to sit down and think, what can I offer in this situation? What can I offer? I can tell you, every one of us, we have something deposited in us. God will never leave anybody stranded. So it's a question of me thinking and looking around, okay, and I'll be up running.
Yeah, well, I do agree with you when you said looking around, but you also know that because of the kind of society where we are, I can imagine when she said, I also had that report about the children switching schools, and I could imagine how their parents will feel. You know, your kids are used to a particular uniform, there's a school bus that comes pick them, and then you having to step down. But stepping down at the time is just a temporary measure. While you step down, what other steps do you take to propel yourself up? Now, so how do we then manage in such a situation and not lose it ourselves or our home in the process?
Okay. I will say that life happens. I must understand that things may not always go the way they've been going. That is part of life.
Or the way we have planned it.
We've planned it, okay? And wherever I am now, it's not my last bus stop, okay? So whenever things happen, I should tell myself that this is not my last bus stop. It's just a phase. I'm at a point, and with time, things will change. So all I need to do is to also have to talk to my family. As a man, I have to talk to my family, I have to carry my wife along. Now, what makes you a man is to give your woman future. You may not have it in your pocket, but talk big, talk loud, so to say.
Put efforts into it.
Yes, when you talk, don't just keep quiet and say, if I make it, I will know. Try to carry them along, talk to the children. No matter how young you think they are, you tell them that, look, this is life. You are getting back to where you used to be. I remember you said something like that when your parents moved to Lagos. And there is some adjustment. We should always make adjustment. I would say the two major bills we pay is our rent and school fees. That's the two major bills we usually pay as a family. So we should think, if you can, your means cannot
support. Are you sure
support.
Food is not even more major than
those? No. Those ones are necessities. Those you can't.
Those ones are not debatable.
Yes. So I'm talking about something you can move from a bigger apartment to a smaller
apartment.
Because I don't
see how you want to explain to a 5-year-old child.
No. So what I want to say is that things you can, try to adjust and,
You can adjust your apartment. You can adjust the school.
The school fees.
You can adjust certain here, maybe. You can make adjustments. Even the food type itself, you can adjust the food type, because imagine children that are used to cereals, and then now they have to start drinking Akamu as cereal.
Akamu is cereal. Pap is cereal.
I don't want to name a particular brand, but those cocoa brands where they, and then they are having their milk, and then they have all those stuff. That's what they grew up with. And then you have to then switch them to Oleaneko.
And that is why we should learn from life. I used to be a dog breeder. I don't have one now. When I traveled out and my wife couldn't handle it, so I disposed them. Now, what I want to say is this. As I was raising my dogs, you don't raise them with already made food alone. You have local foods, you have, so that when you don't have what it takes to get the already made
They
food,
can make do
so,
with whatever you give
so
to
in
them.
life, as you are growing up, you have to carry your children, teach them certain things, so that when things changes, they will be able to adapt. Okay, so I think that is life. That is life.
All right. We'll be going on a short break, but I want TJ to comment on the same.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
sorry. Okay. Really, I think that when the man, talks to the children and the wife, most importantly, when you have to carry your woman along, it makes the transition very easy, since it's going to be a temporary one.
Now we're assuming the woman understands.
Yes, that's assuming the woman understands. If the woman doesn't understand, it's going to make it a little bit harder, okay, or much more tough, because the woman may likely incite the children against the man, which is going to cause, friction in the home.
In that place, let's imagine the man has a woman who has refused to understand.
Okay.
You are the man. It is your job to make sure everything is all right. Whether the world falls down or the earth is crashing.
To be honest with
that is
you,
your
to be
problem.
honest with you, the man cannot do beyond his ability. Except we want him to take a gun and go do something else. He can't do beyond his ability, okay? So that is why we always pray and advocate that we select the right partner. If not, the cost is always very high, all right? The cost is always very high. If we can't get the right partners that we can talk to at difficult situation, and we hope that they are reasonable enough to, listen to us and work with us, it's going to be much more tougher, because not only will you be battling financial difficulty or the economic reality, you'd also be battling emotional anguish, agony, which is much, that's why you see people battling with depression. It's more of the emotional anguish, burden, than the physical or the economic and, the financial. When someone has emotional wholeness, it's easier to be able to navigate the challenges, you'll be able to tackle it. So that is why most times I always tell people, some people say I play too much. I love playing. I can't. I have a lot of things. I tell men, some men are always too serious. They say, sorry, I'm speaking Yoruba. Don't you have things that it is this over seriousness that pushes them to think and think and think. When you're working, be serious, but let's lose, okay? Let's be easy. At the end of the day, if there are complications from your health and you go to the great beyond, your children will not mourn for more than a month or two. They'll move on. The wife would move on, okay? And you would have gone, your dreams achieved and like that. So you have your own first responsibility to take care of yourself. And from that cup, you can now pour to others. So for men, I would always say that, talk to your wife. But if your wife is the unreasonable one, hold your side. Make sure that you can do everything reasonable that you can do possible. And if you can't do it, God is seeing you that you have tried your best. Yeah. So don't kill yourself. Just chill. Keep working, keep praying. I'm a Christian, so I advocate for prayer a lot, So keep praying, keep working. While you're praying, don't stop working. Don't stop talking to people. Don't stop trying new things. Don't be like the person that will say, I'm looking for this big collar job. If I don't see this job that will pay me a millionaire, I'm not going to do anything. You have children to feed. Just start anything, and from there you keep, moving. Don't be ashamed of talking to people for help. Yeah. They may laugh at you, but if it's giving you money, as long as you can take care of the children, just try it for some time, and then you see you upskill. It will not become a thing of, of the past. I remember then when my dad, they had this challenge, My dad, a master's older, and he started doing Okada in the evening, he would come and do, after his work, he would do Okada in the evening. And he was also a pastor in the church, you know. He was pastoring people who were bankers and all of that. But he didn't allow that to affect. I'm still the only girl. You know, he would put me on his Okada, you know. I would be so happy, okay, come. You know, we'd go to church in the evenings and, you would do Okada. I didn't care. I would still go to school. Then we were going to private school then. It was at Djibouti, you know, one of the best private schools then. I didn't care that my dad was, because he would talk to us. You know, he had a vision for his family, and so it was that vision he was telling us. So he would buy newspaper, he would tell us to read the newspaper. He had a vision, so he knew what he was doing, and he had his targets, you know. I want you to go to university at so age. I want you to finish at so age. I finished university at 20 years then. You know, I was like the youngest in my class, you get. So even when I started working, I was like... You know,
a whole lot of people look at, where's this one coming from?
But what am I saying? He was able to communicate, you know, with his family, with the children who were not affected psychologically, as self-esteem did not, you know, suffer at all. You know, sometimes men find it unable to, you know, undo these things. That's why we say men should not only learn to be providers, they should learn leadership skills. Conflict management, you know, emotional skills. How do you relate with people, your family? How do you communicate things to them that would make them see what you're seeing? So I think that's it.
All right, let's go on that break and we'll continue when we come back.
I bake banana bread.
When did you start this business?
I started this business in 2021. I began this business with the very last 2K. Everything you see here began with 2,000 naira.
At what point did you make your first 1 million in this business?
3 years ago. Last year, we did well over 20 million.
Now, you started with 2,000 naira, 6 months, and you got here.
6
what
months.
Did you do with that 2,000 naira that you were able to go with it?
I bought flour, I bought bananas, I bought few other recipes, and the rest. That was what I used to bake, which gave me about 10 loaves. Within 6 months, I was able to save up.
What did you do within that 6 months?
It was consistency. Now, every day people saw me with baskets. I would go out.
Hawking it?
I was hawking it.
Wow.
I had no choice. I have my wife and my 2 children to feed.
And you hawk your bread?
I don't send anybody.
What did you do differently that made it succeed?
Now, first and foremost, it was consistency. I was, from the day I started up to date, I didn't stop. Even when I was sick.
You started this thing alone?
Yes.
How many staff do you have now?
I have about 9 staff.
How many do you sell in a day potentially?
I do about 70 to 80 loaves daily myself. My staff do about 45 to 40 daily, each of them.
How much do you generate in one day? Yes.
I do about 120,000 naira daily. On my own. So them, every day, I do 3 shifts.
Wow. What about them? If you join their own together, combine, how much?
If I join them, we bake close to 300 loaves every day. Cash flow every day is around, because I do about 120,000 cash daily. Then they bring in around 45 to 50,000 daily.
Each of them?
Yes. So if you multiply, probably in around about 400, 500,000.
500,000. What do you think is the marketing strategy that helped you succeed?
What I did, I carry shame. Shame, the shame for me.
I love that.
I took shame, I flung it
away.
If you see me say, he will be shame, you the shame.
For you.
People were coming over because from my church, they were, they saw him, he dey hug. Me, I don't send anybody. I was promoting. The question is, what is he hugging? My product.
Your product.
And for me, I see that's marketing my product. However you can market your product, go all out and market your product.
True.
If you mean to carry it on your head, carry it. Me, I don't carry it on my head. I have my baskets, I have my apron, and I walk up to anybody I see is my potential buyer. The worst will tell me is no. Thank you, or I call you. And every no that I get is a step to a yes. So sometimes I'm always on the lookout for those who will tell me no. Because I know I have a potential yes around there.
Wouldn't that know?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What do you think is the secret to success in life?
Consistency. But Denzel Washington said, if you do what's hard, your life will be easy. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard. The question here is, choose your easy, choose your hard. See that
statement.
That statement, what would people say, is holding a lot of people down. Hey, me when they carry basket, this, I beg. Just like I said to you, I carry shame. I throw away shame. Shame is even shamed off for me.
If someone wants to go into any line of business out there and is thinking of what to do, what would be your advice for that person?
Get training. Get yourself training. If you don't want to go training, the videos are on YouTube. Where should they use your data to? Watch videos, practice, watch video. That's what I did. I kept practicing and practicing and practicing until I got to a point where like, no, this recipe, I think this is good now. And I gave to people test out and they had a this is really nice. What's this? Banana bread. Who trying to be banana bread? And from there, 4 years down the line.
Wow, did you go to school?
Of course, I'm a graduate.
Some people will say they're a graduate, they cannot hawk bread on their head.
You know how many graduates who are home doing nothing?
Or what has been your biggest supports in this business so far?
I would say strangers, because the people that knew me prior to now, they don't send my papa. I would drive in with my car and park and carry my basket. Nobody.
In business, normally they say your biggest helpers are usually strangers.
Yes.
Because people that know you tend to sort of despise what they see you do.
Even when they see me when they're traveling, they still won't buy. But they knew me from way back. Now, knowing me now, perhaps maybe to them they feel like I'm suffering.
You are suffering because
I'm working.
Finally, there's somebody that's out there that is stuck, doesn't know his left or right or what to do to start up life. What would be your best advice?
It is simple. Sit yourself down. Have some thinking by yourself. Have some retrospect. Where am I in life? Where do I want to go? You must sit yourself down by yourself. What do you need to learn? What skills do you have? What can I learn? Where am I lacking? What correction do I need to take? Sit yourself down. Analyze yourself. Grab anything, whether grass or anything where you see, grab and get up. So see yourself as a person who's already on the ground. From there, anything.
Welcome back. I hope you've learned from the video. Pick yourself up. See, if you fall to the ground, there's nowhere else you can go. You're already on the ground. There's no shame in admitting that you're on the ground, right? But what's going to be worse is for you to be on the ground, not make any effort, and then expect people to pity you. Who pity you? What are you doing? If people even help you, one of the things they do is also, like I tell some of my friends, I'm like, when I pray, and people say, I've been praying to God to help me. And I said, even the Bible is very practical. It says, God is going to bless the works of your hands.
Yep.
So, and it says, whatever your hand findeth, you should do it. And then for those I find in the Bible, that every one of them had something to do. Some had products, some had services. Abel was blessed over Cain because Abel was a farmer. He had his price. Jacob was blessed. Jacob was a herder. When it comes to services, Joseph was an administrator. And everywhere Joseph found himself, God blessed him. So if you say, okay, I do not have a product, there's an example. If you're a Christian, there's an example of somebody in the Bible who all he had was his administrative skills and he put it to good use. Have you ever thought about that? Have you examined yourself? And you know, one of my team members just joined, so I'll let him do the introductions. I will continue from there. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. As usual, my name is Bakari Adeshino. Nice to meet you. Nice to come back here again.
Welcome, Shida. So,
yes, sir.
We saw that clip now, right? The things I had now is affecting the man, a whole lot of mental stress. Sometimes you even begin to, you doubt yourself, you doubt your capacity, you ask yourself certain questions. Where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? And now we're saying, start. Whatever it is, start. Does it make sense to you?
To me, then it doesn't make sense. But now I think it makes sense. Because, you know, when you fall, life seems to be like, I don't know how to call it. It seems like you're in another world. Like, this is not the way it used to happen. Why is it happening like this? You now start figuring it out. And environmental factors too, we add to it.
Yep.
At that point, you are not yourself. You are never yourself. I always pray that at that point, the best thing to see around you is somebody that can encourage you. That will push you up a little bit because you've never been there before. Do you get it? But now, I would say it doesn't make sense, but that you don't have a choice than to pick up and start something. You don't have a choice. A horse, when he falls, the only thing he tries to do is jump back
Come up again.
and start the race again. And that is life. Making mistake is the best thing in life. Yes. Because you won't know what is... a yes will not be appreciated if there's no. Right will not be appreciated if there's no wrong.
Yeah.
So you won't appreciate something that is good. You appreciate being a winner if you don't lose. If there's nothing called lose.
Yeah.
If you don't lose something, you don't appreciate being a winner. And that's the way life is. So everybody needs to know that, yes, before you can say, yes, you want to scale through anything, you must have gone through something.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that, okay, I'm in that position where I know. Okay, let me give a hypothetical example where someone who daily income is about 12 to 15,000 naira daily, lose the source of livelihood, and he tries to do something around this area, and then all he discovers each time he takes a walk around is there are lots of building sites. So are you asking him, you are used to dress sharp, you look sharp now. You go to those sites now, be carrying, Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that, and I'm still saying that. Anything
But
you
I will
have
say
around
that,
you...
after you, I will comment, I will say that whatever it will take to keep the ball rolling, I have to do it.
Definitely. That is the case. See,
You know, sorry, it's for cutting you off.
Okay.
Now, it's a question of your mentality. Okay, mentality determines your reality.
But your steez and composure.
That
have
is
to
what
drop that.
No. Listen, what you tell yourself at that point in time matters. Okay, if you are thinking that, look, this is the end of life, okay, you won't get across that, beyond that line. But if you know that, if you are telling yourself it's just a phase, and you begin to see scenarios, cases, people that had been on floor, and look at Tiger Woods. For how many years he was number one? For how many years he was down to the floor? He was even an addict. Okay, but after so many years, he came back to number one. He's the comeback kid. So nothing is impossible in this life. Nothing is impossible. It's your mentality that will either keep you where you are or move you to the next level. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter what I do to keep body and soul together. It doesn't matter what I do to keep my family running until I will get to where I'm going to. It's just, for the time being. That is what, yes. So, and he mentioned something when he said encouragement. Okay, you can do everything right and still get it wrong. That is life. David had been a smart guy, okay, but there was a time he did something wrong. Before they could come back, they've wiped off his community, taking everybody captive. Now, his own boys were thinking of stoning him. They said, this guy, and he's been making good choices, good decisions that gave them, whatever the
good result.
Yes, result. But that one decision he made wrong. They were talking of stoning him. Even his brothers were among them. His own brothers were among his men. But the Bible says, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. So that's where I wanted to pick, something from what he said. But sometimes you may not have anybody to encourage you. At that point in time, Shammah, Eliab, David's brother, were among those who wanted to stone him. Think of it. That is why when he wrote in the book of Psalm, he said, when my mother and my father forsook me, the Lord stood with me. Do you get what I'm saying now? So you are yourselves a greatest cheerleader. You don't have to wait for anybody to encourage you. You don't have to have anybody to cheer you up.
So you're saying that when we hit the ground, we shouldn't wait for any validation from anyone.
By excellence. You don't have to wait for people to pat you at the back and say, no. In fact, you will get the reverse. You'll be surprised what you will get from people whom you think you've invested in, that they will help you, that they will... Man, it's in the Bible there. People were abandoned by... Come on. this guy fought for a city. Then when Saul was coming, he asked God, he said, will these people give me up? God said, they will give you up. And he had to run. These are people he put his life at stake.
He protected.
Yes. So don't wait for anybody to pat you at the back and tell you to please. And do whatever you can do. I'm not talking about crime. Do whatever you can do. It's just for a phase. Then when you bounce back, people will come and begin to celebrate with you.
So now, it comes to those people who come to celebrate with us now.
Yeah.
They abandoned us. They were with us when it was all right. They abandoned us when there was trouble. Now we seem to be on the upward trend. When they come back to us, what do they expect from us?
Now, I am speaking from my perspective as a pastor, okay? Now, what I want to tell you is this. You will be the bigger guy to keep what? Doing what you have been doing. I know you don't agree with me.
I feel in this case, we are all human.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, like you said, to you.
Yes.
To me, I might do different.
So what would you do?
No, I won't. Me, my person, I won't let anybody out. I won't send you away. I won't tell you you've done something. But I'll make you realize that's not life. Because God has shown me, yes, who you really are. But you can change. There can be a better person in you. When people are going down, like me, I have friends, like, when I see them doing well, I go with them. When I see them in the other way, I don't want to leave them.
All right. Shina, I'll allow you continue, but we'll need to take a quick break, and then we'll resume. You'll explain in detail.
No problem.
I do 1 million. What can I? Hello, hi there. This is for those guys that have been asking me, what can I do? I don't have what to do. What can I do with 1 million? What can I do with 10 million? Well, first of all, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just a guy who's had a lot of failures. Yes, I've taken a lot of risk, and who's still learning, who believes that from the day you are born to the day you leave this earth, you're going to keep learning. So I just want to mention about 5 businesses that I think you can start with at least 2 million naira. 2 million, yes. I don't want to give you, some people tell you start a business with 200,000, all that. No. 5 businesses can start with 2 million naira, and it will make a traction in 2-3 months, okay? You'll be able to survive for yourself, and if you have a family conservatively, if you're not spendthrift. Now, like I always say, what makes business strive, and why do businesses die? Many a times, it's not the amount that you use to start the business that will determine your success or your failure, okay? I had a friend whose inheritance was close to 100 and something million, and he decided to go into furniture business, and he failed. Meanwhile, I have a friend who does furniture business from Benin. He makes furniture business in Benin, furnitures in Benin, and brings it to Lagos, sends to Abuja, Asaba, different. He's doing very, very well. He started frugally. In fact, he did not have his own resources. Likewise, real estate. I know a couple of people that raised equity. They raised equity of close to 1 billion naira to go into real estate. Their projects are stuck all over the place. Meanwhile, I know someone who was a real estate agent, who was just doing agent for people buying houses, selling, people that want to buy, sell. He was a middleman. Now he's a big-time developer. So sometimes life actually puts it on that line for us to be on the queue, for us to grow. So I'm just going to mention 5 businesses. It doesn't mean many have failed in that businesses, like I always say, and many are striving in it, but it has opportunity for you to strive, okay? The first one, I think, is a paint business, okay? Paint, POP, distributing for the big brand, Prestige, whatever. I don't want to call their name beggar, whatever. Now, go to a very good location, a developing area where there are lots of building coming up, invest and buy. Depends. I don't know if you can afford a space, look for a stall along the road. There's a way they use welding to protect it, and start a paint business. Add POP paints into it. I didn't say POP, which is a good business as well. But I'm not even telling you to go into POP and cement. No, that's a story for another day. Very good business as well. But I'm talking about paints and POP paints. Okay, if you do that, you are guaranteed of making good sales. More especially if you're in a very, very good developing areas. Okay, the outskirts of Lagos, Mowe areas that are developing, you will do fine, okay? That's number one. And don't forget that business is about location. If you go and do POP or paint business and put it in the middle of Ikoyi, you might be making sales, but not as much as people will just come and buy 1 or 2 to touch up their houses. But if you move it to Ibeju, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, developing area in Ikorodu, Badagry, those areas, you're guaranteed of daily sale. Your prices are good, you buy wholesale and you resell. So that's number one. Number two, like I always say, you won't go wrong with this. I'm going to mix, I'll say, water business. I keep saying whether it's raining or not. And what do I mean water business? You can call your company Water World, whereby you distribute strictly in bulk pure water, bottled water, seaway water. Okay, do that. Why am I saying it? I have where I buy from. And when I go there, there's massive traffic. But like I said again, frugality, frugality, frugality. Invest your profit back into the business. Live frugally until the business can work, until the business can do a lot of things. What's happened to a lot of us is that we want to start eating the seeds of our business. Okay, fine, pay yourself from the business, but very minimally. So seaway, bottled water, pure water in bulk. I'm talking about large. Open a place like a warehouse and put the whole money in it. Okay. Now this 2 million I'm talking about, it doesn't include rent. Okay. Rent is another. I'm talking about what you can start. The third one is egg distribution. Like I told you about my sister that does it. Egg distribution. You go to Abeokuta, you go to Ogun State, you go to Ijebu-Ode, you go to all the big factories, you go to surrounding cities that you look for the people that have the poultry, the big poultries. Ask how much can I buy? If they are selling a crate for example, 5,000 in your area, you sell it for 7. I'm just using an example. If they are selling 1,000, you're selling 950. It will make traction. You target bakeries, you target supermarkets, you target direct consumers, you target people that are reselling. Direct, you will do very well. You won't go wrong. I'm talking about businesses that at the end of it.
Welcome back. So I hope you've picked up some ideas from there. Please don't be too shy to always pick yourself up. Let's allow Shino continue from where he stopped.
Yes. I want to, before I continue from there, there's something I just need to just put through to everybody. And the idea of everybody saying choose business, go and do rice, go and do beans, go and do pure water, go and do this. I will say something. There's a generic idea that I have for everybody. Mm-hmm. Check your environment, check your surroundings. There's a problem there.
Yes.
That is where you find your own. The solution is your own idea. Mm-hmm. Let me give an example. Like you said, like TJ said. TJ said there's somebody that you can be, you can bring artisans together and tell them you can find this one in your area, find this one in your area. Normally we call it agency. Mm-hmm. It's an agency job. You have a company, you register it as an agency, as a body. When you register it as a body, you have all artisans. You have it under you. You have them under you. So anytime any company needs anything, you will be the one they will contact. You will now tell them, okay, yes, I can fix the lights. I'll fix the board. I'll fix the branding. I'll do this. I'll do that. Then this it is at this cost. So now you give them your own costing. You will now be the one to now go to your own artisan. The amount they will charge for people outside is different from the one they will charge you because you are giving them steady job. They are registered in your own on your own platform. Yeah. So it's a big business on your own. There's a business that somebody in my area, I just saw the person. The person normally, she comes to our house to wash, to clean up, to clean our house, and from there, one woman just picked the business up like, since I have the contact of this woman that can wash clothes, I have this one that can clean the house, I can sweep. Why don't I start cleaning service business? The only thing she needs is just buy some vacuum cleaner and all that. That's all. But before she gets it, the business will call for it. You start getting the small scale businesses. Like, okay, yeah, come and wash the whole house for us. We are packing in. We want to pack into this house. Come and wash it. Come and do this. From there, you gather the money to do what? To buy the machine. From there, you get more contacts. It's a gradual process. Yep. The day you start is not the way you get to the top. And I always tell people, don't jump. Don't fly when you are meant to be crawling, because it will affect you. Later, it will affect you. If you use that, I don't know.
What he said is very important. Sometimes people, will I call it greed? They will want to hit it, and then they will jump when they.
I think that's the typical mentality of
sir,
Nigerians.
it's business.
Yeah.
Go hard or go home.
Yeah, no. It's not. You have to go hard when you have.
Let me cite some examples for you. Yeah, the examples are, I won't mention names, but go to some key areas in Ibadan. There are some businesses that I always tell everybody that this business will not last the test of time. Max 3 years, they will go and check it. Almost all let me say all drink and bar businesses around Bodija or even in Ibadan in any way, they don't last 3 years. Go and check it. If you mention them, let me tell you why. No, not even, most of them don't rebrand. Let me tell you why. The thing here is, a business is a business. It needs a process. Start from the little. Let people come. Let people enjoy the service. From there, from enjoying the service, let the service that you know you cannot maintain for too long, don't start it. Start gradually. It moves. Okay, you are using a normal room for, you can cater for like 3, 4, 5 people. That 3, 4, 5 people, you can give them the best of you. They will call another person that this place, their drink is cheap. That place that you are going is 1,000, and they will still give you chill drink. They will give you better asun. They will give you this. People start coming. From there, 5 increases to 1, increases to 10. You will see reasons why you need to expand that place. So from there, the money will come. Do you get it? You expand the place to like, okay, this place can contain at least 10 more people. Then from there again, those 10 too, they will tell another 10 again, 20. So from there, the business starts growing itself. Not that you are the one trying to grow it. But most people, they will borrow 10 million naira, they will build big facility, and the services will not be there.
So that customer experiences.
All of us will go there, we'll rush there. By, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that we are there, they will be able to maintain our distance again. They will feel, man, we need to go back to
where we're coming from.
And Yasidi is doing what it's giving us. It's treating us like one customer. They are treating us like, if you don't come, you don't come. Go and sit down. Do you get it? So that is why most of them will not last, because they started in a very flashy way. Do you get it? The idea of the business, they don't know it.
But the flashy part is what attracted you in the first place.
Yes, the flashy part is what the flashy part is not, cannot be maintained, because number one, environmental factor is there. Nigeria will do you. The Nigeria that will do you is things will start increasing. They will start any place that you see that starts big, definitely their price will be big. You can't go to a VI joint compared to where you are to Alagbado joint. The tax, the bills they are paying there and the bills they are paying here are two different things. So for that place, definitely if you are selling one bottle of beer there, maybe 1,000 naira. But within, let's say, 2, 3, 4 months, they will increase it to 1,500. You will discover that it's not the same. And there's one thing about drinks. The only thing that is the same, that's not the same. Everything, the beer you drink here is the same beer you will drink in America. It's the same beer you drink in Abakaliki. Do you get it? But there's one thing that is different. The quality of the environment, number one. Number two is how the service is. Whether it's chilled. I can tell you there's a place in Bolivia that there's no how you go there. You have 24 hours, you have chill drink.
Thank you, Shina. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful session. I hope you've learned. Whatever you do, please put your energy into it. Deliver a very good customer service, customer experience, communicate, be good at what you do. Have a wonderful evening.